Do you hate public speaking, or are you afraid of presenting? You wish you could just make better presentations for work? Well, then this video is for you. This is a two-part series where I got interviewed about my journey from when I went to be an engineer to becoming a management consultant and now running my own company. So if you want to take your confidence and your leadership skills to the next level, here's part two. Enjoy and learn some new skills. Let me know what you've learned below.
So let's talk about the fear of public speaking. How do you help people overcome that?
It's basically an extension of, I think, where I wanted to go with the whole confidence thing. So one of the things that I realized quite early on, because, for my work, in order to stand out and grow faster than other people, I had to do things that other people didn't do. So what I found were gaps. And actually, this is a pro tip. If anybody of your listeners are kind of in a job or they've started a new project or started a new company, a hack that I found in order to make yourself stand out and always, basically never go wrong, is in your first month to 3 months, if you can find something they're currently doing that's not as good as they could be, and you have a solution that's better, that's a way to improve it, I think materialize that, go pitch it to the boss in the right way, and that person will love you forever. And then they're like, wow, not only did you spot a problem that in such an early age, but you also came to me with a solution. That's super important. Anyone can voice a problem, but not everyone can have a good solution. So if you can do that, I found, because as a management consultant, you go to all these different projects all the time. And that was always my first goal. You could basically never do anything wrong because you have started off on a better foot than probably 95% of other people in your peer group. So that's a pro tip. In terms of the public speaking side of things, this is where it kind of came about. So I was trying to become better at being confident and being able to stand out. And, remember my goal was to grow in the company. So what I was always kind of good at when I was growing up was speaking in front of people. And that came from that 3-2-1 of chasing girls. So if I could do that, I built up my stack of evidence to say, well, I should be able to do that in front of people. And no one at that point had told me that should be scary. So I never associated fear with that. Public speaking is a framework. Exactly like the confidence side of things, where you need a little bit of evidence that you can prove that your confidence and your own ability to do things. For public speaking and presenting in general, you should only be talking about things that you know what you're talking about. And if you don't, that fear comes in, and that's why you're so worried about judgment, because you're worried about being wrong. That's what I found anyway. Being able to speak better is a different point than people who fear public speaking in general.
Absolutely. And when you're confident, in the sense that when you know what you're speaking, when you're knowledgeable about it, there's no imposter syndrome. Otherwise, there's a lot of imposter syndrome all over the place. But when you are nailing your craft, when you're very, in your skin and your bones, you know it that I'm really good at this. Then going and speaking on that topic definitely becomes easier.
Yeah, 100%. And because if you already know, and this is a real exercise that I did with a few clients that I was working with when I first started my business a couple of years ago, because I was trying to figure out how I can take that sort of thinking and give it to someone. So in the first few clients, what I would do is get them to do a presentation that they would do at work or whatever, right? And at some topic that I would potentially give them, or a topic that they have done a presentation on for work. And they would go lots of time scripting, they'd have a couple of days to prepare for this, make slides, everything. It was really good. They would come and present, and it was usually 5 to 10 minute presentations. So I'd kind of listen, go take a 5-minute break, come back. Tell me about the best holiday that you can go on, your favorite holiday or your favorite movie, whatever. 5 minutes, right? And that would give them 5 minutes to prepare this time. So they'd go, they come back, no slides, nothing, right? And they go. It's a 5-minute presentation, 100 times better than the previous one. And what they don't know is I'm recording both to give back to them so that they can, check that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even have to show much more than 1 minute of each for them to realize the stark difference between the two presentations. And that's just a really simple way to illustrate that actually a lot of preparation can leave you anxious because you don't want to get it wrong. Your flow, people memorize their scripts. And you're like, well, if you memorize a script, but then you're afraid of public speaking, you are wanting to present it in front of people, what happens if you have a mind blank? What happens if you skip a few words or one sentence in your memory and now you're stuck because you have no idea where you are? But instead, if you learn your topic and if you know what you're talking about because you've learned it and it's your thing, it's so much easier. You're not going to mess up. And even if you did, that's fine because you don't have a script to follow. You can just get back and deliver the value they need to deliver. And I think people will feel that authenticity much more.
Yeah, I really like that example. Ash, if the viewers want to reach out to you directly, what's the best way?
Instagram. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever else. Instagram is probably the best way to have a conversation. If individuals want to become high performers and they want to learn communication skills, overcome their fear of public speaking, all that kind of stuff, just message me on Instagram, Boss with Ash, and we can have a chat and I'll see what I can do.
Awesome. This was really good. Thanks for taking out the time to do this.
Melissa, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm sorry we had some technical glitches here, but hopefully that just illustrates even more about how technical stuff can get in the way, but you still have to fight through and get what you want.
You can't let your confidence go down because of anything.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Ash.
Hope you've enjoyed this two-part series. If you haven't already, check out the first part down below in the links in the description. And I think you should watch this video next because I think you're going to love it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel down below and I will see you in the next one.